Hello crafty friends, I'm Lien from Studio Kato and I'm so happy you're joining me again today. Now I took a little bit of a break this week because it was my birthday and my mom's birthday, and I did make this birthday card. I used some products from Pinkfresh Studio and clearly Besotted and sadly, a discontinued die by My Favorite Things as well. So I'm starting out with this gorgeous floral frame stamp set or stamp by Pinkfresh Studio. It's a cling stamp and there is actually something in the middle of it. There are two stamps, two sentiments in the middle that I just took out because I only wanted to stamp the outer floral frame. I'm not sure what it's called actually. I will make sure to list it in the description below. And I just stamped that using my MISTI onto a piece of watercolor cardstock just because I like the off-white color of it. I'm not going to do any watercoloring, and I stamped it in Versamark ink and embossed it with Gold Rich Pale Embossing Powder by Wow Embossing Powders. This cling stamp by Pinkfresh Studio also has some coordinating stencils that are available, and I don't often get these, but these were really fun, especially because this is such a detailed image and this makes it really quick to color it in. I do enjoy my coloring, but for this I could see myself using this supply a lot for a frame for my cards and just not having this as the focal point, so I don't want to spend a ton of time coloring it in each time. I used a bunch of Pinkfresh Studio inks, and this orange is the Concord and 9th ink that I used. The Marmalade ink by Concord and 9th is probably my favorite orange. It's really bright and it's lovely, warm and soft. I love it. The Pinkfresh Studio inks are wonderful. I use them a lot, but their oranges are just not my thing. They're not as bright as I want my orange to be. Now I did use their bright pink. I love that. This is the bubblegum. They even have one that is a little bit brighter too, but I stuck with the bubblegum today. Now I'm using a stamp set by Clearly Besotted. Again, I'm not sure. Actually, no, I just thought of the name of the stamp set. It's Undercover Plushies, or Plushies. It's really, really cute and gorgeous. And I stamped one of the images onto Clairefontaine DCP 250 GSM cardstock with some My Favorite Things Extreme Black ink. And then I'm just coloring this in with my alcohol markers. So I stamped it first onto this piece of cardstock with an alcohol marker friendly ink. Then I'm doing my coloring, but I left the stamp in my MISTI, and I will stamp it again with some Versafine Onyx black ink later, so I can do some clear heat embossing over this as well. I'm keeping the coloring of this mouse really simple, and I'm matching the flower coloring to the oranges and the yellows that I used in the frame that I just stamped and stenciled. I just put some orange near the center of the flower and then faded it out into a bright yellow. I'm adding in some fresh greens for the stem of the flower, and that's really it. This is a really quick image to color, and then I'm just going to put that back in my MISTI, stamp it again, emboss it, and die cut it. No, there's no matching dies. I fussy cut it. I'm so confused today. Now, I did cut an oval frame. I die cut it several times, and you will see me stack it up later, but this is the inside of that oval frame die. So this is going to be the background for my little mouse critter. And I'm just doing some really quick ink blending there to give it a little bit of color. I'm blending the sky with some teal colors, and then I'm using some fresh greens for the grass. I am not going to stencil on some grass or anything like that. I'm just blending on some color, and that's it. I do make sure that the edges of the panel are a little bit darker than the rest of it, so there's a little bit of depth and definition to it. Now for this sentiment die, I used that discontinued Happy Birthday die by My Favorite Things, and you can see that it's a very, very intricate and super slim letters. But I love dimension on my cards, and I did want to stack these together. So the trick I use today is just to keep the first layer in the negative space that you die cut it out of. And if you keep it in there, it's a lot easier to glue the next layer on top of it and the next layer on top of that. So just keep all of that in that negative space. And then I pop them out later. What did I stack up? I think I stacked up 3 layers of thick white cardstock and 1 layer of that watercolor cardstock that I used for my background. I just wanted no bright whites in this. I just wanted some off-whites, and I did use the oval frames there. This is the Intricate Floral Frame, or the Ornate Oval Frame by Pinkfresh Studio. I decorated that 3 times out of thick white cardstock and once out of craft cardstock. And I can just layer those up for some nice dimension. And I really like that craft with the warm tones that I used for the flowers. Now all that's left to do is assemble this card, and I'm just using my Braille Art Precision Craft Glue to glue that floral panel on top of my card base, and then I can glue the oval frame on top of that. I'm trying to center it, and it's actually really easy because this floral stamp in the background is completely symmetrical. So it's really easy to match things up on one side and the next to make sure that you center your oval frame there. And then for the critter, I did use some foam squares to prop it up a little bit. Now I put glue on the entirety of that birthday and the happy sentiments, but obviously it's only touching that oval frame there. The inside of the frame is lower, so it's not touching that. But it's okay that it's unsupported because it is quite a thick die cut because I layered so many layers together. To finish it off, I did want to add a couple of embellishments, but nothing that would be too busy because my background is already very busy. It's quite 60s wallpaper-ish, don't you think? I used some bubbles from Little Things by Lucy's Cards, or Little Things from Lucy's Cards, and then I glued those on my card with Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. For my matching envelope, I used some cream colored cardstock, and I folded an A2 sized envelope out of that with my We Are Memory Keepers 123 punch board. I am just going to stamp that floral frame there on top of the envelope, and that's it. I don't think I mentioned, but this is the Happy Blooms frame stamp set by Pinkfresh Studio. It's a cling stamp, and you can pop out the sentiments that are in the middle, which I did. And I'm just stamping that on there with some yellow ink. I think I used Marigold ink for this. It's a really, really warm yellow, but it's not too dark. It's just really subtle on that cream cardstock. I'm adhering my envelope together with the Braille Art Precision Craft Glue, and that's it. That's my project for today. I really like that subtle envelope. You can definitely write the address over top of that subtly stamped floral frame. It's not going to be an issue at all. And I really like this card. Like I said, I really think this looks like some 60s wallpaper. The florals in the background, I really like it. Especially with that craft cardstock, it makes the card a little bit darker, but I really like how it turned out. I hope you like it too. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up on this video and leave your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to read them. You can also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos, and that's it. I will leave a playlist linked on top of this video. I think I'll do it on die cutting techniques, or maybe stenciling techniques. I used a lot of techniques in this video. But yeah, there will be a playlist linked on top of this video. Check it out if you want to see more of my videos, and definitely subscribe to my channel as well. And I will hope to see you next time. Bye!